We were just kind of getting our rhythm with this new battalion commander of like how things were working, and with Kyle, and we're now getting to meet all of the units. So we're working with different pilots now, and so we're working with the AH-6 pilots, which are the MD-500s with the miniguns and the rockets on the side of them. All right, so that's the Alpha Company 160th, and then we have the MH-6 pilots, which are the ones you were wearing on your shirt earlier with the platforms on the side. So those are the B Company guys that fly us around to chase squirters. And then we have to have maneuver helicopters. You guys know what a DAP is?
No.
It's a direct action penetrator.
So me, yeah.
Yeah, you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. So it's the U.S. military's most badass Black Hawk. So what they do, it's like, just imagine Skywolf on steroids, or whatever that show was from the 80s. So it's a Black Hawk with big wings on it, and it's got two 19-shot rocket pods, a Mark 19 grenade launcher, and usually like a couple miniguns, like a triple barrel 50 cal. And the purpose of that platform is when you invade a country, these things fly like 15 feet off the ground, and they roll in and they look out all of the surface-to-air missile sites, all the SAM sites, all the radars. So these guys like skim and low to the ground, and they are loaded for bear. And if you're popping a radar or you get a SAM missile, they're going to f your shit up.
It's bothering me. I don't know the name you're talking about. Airwolf or something like that?
Airwolf.
Was it Airwolf?
Airwolf.
Okay. I didn't remember.
You're going to have to watch some
Yeah. How long have the DAPs been used?
Dude.
Just like since the start of the invasion? Or?
Yeah, they've been around since the late 90s, I guess.
No shit.
Yeah, maybe even older.
That sounds rad as f.
Dude,
I didn't know what that was.
Yeah, and like the first time, like I had no idea. I was a Ranger Fire supporter. It's like, oh, we get like little birds and gunships, and then we showed up to the 160th to do a training down there and do our familiarization, get to meet all the pilots and the platforms, and they're like, this thing rolls in. I'm like, oh my god, like that is this fucking sad face day for somebody, and
I'm gonna have to steal that. A sad face day.
A sad face day, and
I just reckon I'm not feeling very live, laugh, love today.
yeah. Not very much, and but they didn't have enough helicopters because now we're like late 2005, and so now we got both wars like rolling at speed, and now all the special operations units, all the Navy SEALs, all the Raiders, all of the Special Forces group are all like rotating at speed, and there's only so many helicopters and pilots trained at that level. So now we're getting really stressed out. And unfortunately, what they had to do is we needed lift helicopters to move us around. So what they did is they neutered the DAPs. They made them transport for us. So they took the wings and the guns off of them. And that is the most emasculating thing you could do to a DAP pilot, is to take their guns off. Because they had to carry us for weight.
Oh, gotcha.
So they're just mad now.
Now they're mad. And
Are they just kind of like taking it out on you guys?
No.
They're just pissed at the world, more or less.
It was an inner rivalry between the pilots, because now the AH-6 pilots, the Little Bird pilots, are like, yeah, we're the fucking badass ones. Those guys kill more people than cancer. Little Bird pilots, they're done. And so we're going around, and when a new battalion comes in, like you got all the new staff officers and everybody else, but usually they don't rotate all the units over at once, so that way you get some sort of like overlap. And the first night you get there, there's a PowerPoint brief, and it's like, hey, sir, we've got this many Little Birds. Here's what we're carrying for ordnance. Here's our flight time. Here's this. Here's our pilots. Here's everything that we can do. And, just basic capabilities brief. And the Little Bird chief, Chief Meehan, his name was Meat, is what we called him. He's a big freaking dude. You could barely cram him into a Little Bird, but he was the best pilot I have ever seen. And he gave the brief, very professional, sits down. And then the DAP pilot gets up, Captain Brown, Matt Brown was his name. And he stands up and he gives the brief, and he thinks he's going to be funny. And he's like, I just want to say on behalf of the 160th and the Mighty Little Bird, you want to say thank you. And do you guys remember that ringtone from the 90s? Like, bing, 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 bomb, 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 bomb,
Blue Frog?
Yeah. What is it called?
Blue Frog.
Blue Frog.
Crazy Frog.
Yeah, Crazy Frog. Yeah.
Yeah, and so that's like, everybody makes fun of the Little Bird because it just sounds like me.
It's the go-kart of the
Yeah, it's
sky
a ghost guard of the sky, right? And so everybody kind of giggles and laughs, and Chief Meehan just quietly like sits there, right on, carries on. So every night, everybody's got to give like their capabilities or status. If you got fucking something down, you got to work on it, like what your priorities are, blah, blah. And so Chief Meehan says, hey, yes, I want to just say, like, I want to thank, Captain Brown for inspiring us and getting a little bit of, respect for one another. And we just wanted to say what we think of Daps. And it fires up with the same PowerPoint. Bing, 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 bing. And then all of a sudden it fades into this girl absolutely getting skull. Makeup running down the face, whole Miss Pac-Man. Right? And this guy pulls this monster dong out, whaps her across the face, comes on her face, and then it fades in. Daps suck. And here you have this CW5 standing there, just completely professional, big pilot mustache, big dude. He just sits down. And everybody in the talk is just Commander, cool as a cucumber. Next slide. Let's go. This story gets better. So, like, as
one team, one fight. Like, no.
Nope. Moving on, right? And that was back in the day. That's how the Army used to be. You could joke about shit and nobody cared, right? It was fun. You guys were killing people on a nightly basis. You could have some liberties with how you're going to live life and everything else. Yeah. And so
war was proper.
War was proper back then.
It used to be a proper contract.
Yeah. But so as a Ranger fire supporter, you're always bringing in new privates, right? There are always new fire supporters coming in, and you got some kid coming in from California or Oregon or Tennessee or whatever, and you're having to explain to them, hey man, here's what a little bird is. And they're like, huh? And they just got out of RASP and they just don't know what they're doing. They're basic artillery fire support. And you go, hey dude, here's what a DAP is. Here's what a gunship is. And so then you have all these PowerPoint slides before you go work with them, and they have to memorize all the stats and statistics and all these other things. So you're always, whenever you're on these deployments and you get to meet the guys, you download the briefs. And so I just downloaded the Little Bird brief. And I just had it on my unclassified drive. Get out of the Army. A couple years later, my wife, or now my ex-wife at the time, she went to work for a outdoor company that was supplying stuff to the military, and they were going down to the Special Operations Conference down in Tampa. And there's a company out of Seattle, and she's got her assistant with her who's like this really good dude, but he's just not into the military, doesn't know stuff. And they're on a plane flying between Seattle and Tampa. And she's like, okay, we're going to meet with, Green Berets. We're going to meet with the Rangers. We're going to meet with the 160th. And here's what they do. And so she opens, does all these slides, and she rolls through the fucking Little Bird slide, and they're in a plane side by side, laptop up, volume on high. And
next slide.
The entire plane looks at her her coworkers, dude, the call that I got when she got off that airplane, gold.
That's why she's an ex now.
Yeah. Yeah.
The guy, sorry, babe. Those military guys.
Boys will be boys.
Boys will be boys.